Hi guys! Jake and Marisa,
back again for more live reactions to Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger
versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger.
Pew 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 pew. You're totally gonna have to adjust that in post.
Why?
Because you're so much quieter than I am.
Oh. I'm fine. I'm gonna pop this off.
Happy Halloween!
Hey.
1 day early for us, but on time for you.
Happy Halloween, guys! Figured we'd break out the costumes. This does not have great visibility.
As you learned at the prom.
As I learned at the prom at PMC, yes.
Couldn't see a darn thing in the dark.
But I thought I'd, give you guys at least...
That's what happens when you wear your sunglasses at night.
Yeah, pretty much. Whew, there we go. Pop my hand off.
Did you say pop your hand off? Oh, your glove.
My glove off so I could fix
You're not denying a 7.
Alright, I hope that everybody is having a happy, healthy Halloween. In case you couldn't tell, I'm going as a Phantom Ranger at the moment.
I'm a T-Rex.
And Marisa is a T-Rex.
Rawr.
I'm going to put my helmet somewhere it can still be seen, I think, if I can. No, doesn't quite work that way.
Plus, if I need the swear jar, it's just going to fall over.
Yes, this is true. I know how to pop it over there. It cannot reach behind me. I do not have that range of motion. Ooh, that strap came a little loose. I need to tighten up a few things with it. I got the main look going. It's working.
Yeah, okay, it's insane.
I was actually rather pleased when I got to see the Phantom Ranger costume up close on display at PMC.
Oh yeah, he was like glued to that glass.
I took so many pictures. I mean, I'd already finished this, but it was really nice to see like how the two suits compared, and I feel like I actually did a pretty good job of getting some fairly accurate.
Yeah. Oh, careful.
Oop, nope, didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to wake the thing up. I
know, but in the meantime, you shot me in the eyeball with a laser pointer.
I've blinded the T-Rex. Alright. So,
I have a big head. And little arms.
Yes. And, as always, our general updates. Still doing editing on DRPR. Nothing new in the last nothing major in the last few days. I had a school assignment to take care of, so that took up a good chunk of
it gets warm in there.
of my weekend. But the effects are still coming along. I wish I had more to report on that front. They're just taking a while, longer than I was hoping.
Don't they always?
True. I would like to be able to get something out more quickly. Like, I used to be able to put those things out once every week or so. It's just...
Yeah, but you made them so much more effects heavy.
I
mean, when it was out...
Especially when I have a lot of...
Especially before you introduced Mayo.
Especially before... Well, Mayo was introduced fairly early. It's just...
Especially before Mayo was in episodes on a regular basis.
Yeah, but even that, there wasn't that much overlap with Mayo and Kay.
Now there is.
Now there's a fair amount. Still not like a lot. It's really like, once I started getting into like fight scenes and spaceships and green screening is really when it started going crazy.
I'm making a giant crowd scene full of 4 guys.
Yeah. That actually wasn't too bad. Really, it's when I'm just trying to composite characters over other things like... Right now I'm trying to do a composite that's just really tricky because I couldn't green screen it. I had very good reasons for not being able to green screen that person. And so it's taking a while to just sort of trim around them for the purposes of making the footage work. Anyway, that's what's going on with DRPR 86. As far as in the Power Rangers world, we're coming up on the finale of Super Ninja Steel pretty soon.
Yeah, we are.
And as far as life in general, as we're recording this, it is 1 week left until Election Day for the U.S.
You should do electing. I mean, voting.
You should.
If you have early voting, you should do it now.
Yeah.
If, like us, you have to vote on the same day, then you'll have to wait till next Tuesday.
So we have 7 days left. You have 6 days left. Be prepared. Go to like vote.org and all that good stuff.
You may even be able to vote right now, like I said, if your state has the early voting. You don't have early voting.
This is not, a political channel or anything. It's just, guys,
vote.
It's really important. Like,
it's your civic duty.
It's really important.
People don't vote enough.
And there are many policies that people are debating right now that could mean life or death for a lot of people. So
make your
vote.
voice heard on whichever side is yours.
Super important.
I mean, you know which way I want you to vote, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. So,
even if you don't, it's still important to vote.
Yeah. Get a friend, get your friend's friends, get everybody's friends.
Get everybody to the polls. Because we're going to get a better sampling of what the population actually wants the more people are at the polls.
Exactly. It's the midterm, so, like, tens of millions of people vote for president, tens of thousands vote for your congressional representative, so your vote matters about 1,000 times more. It's pretty
Plus,
important.
your representative is more local to you and, may have more impact over things. Plus, you may also be electing things like your state senators and your state congresspeople, or even, like,
governors,
the mayors of your
stuff
towns,
like that.
which hit a lot closer to home.
Yep. So, with that reminder firmly in place, let's check out episode 38 of
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger
versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger Collection from Outer Space. And
So the Lupin collection's from outer space, is it?
magical sound. Hello, Dawn.
Is he having a romantic dinner?
With himself, I guess. He does like the wine. Alright, let's see what you're up to, Dogriano. Hey, Amigo!
Yo, Destra.
Have not seen you in like 20 episodes. What's up?
Where you been, dude?
Okay, not 20, but feels like it. About a dozen. Interesting intel, huh? He has nothing in the safes right now, huh? What's going on? It's a satellite. Ooh.
Maybe there's something in space that they're going to retrieve because he wants to put it in his safes.
I guess so. That looked like a dial fighter.
In space.
In space. He's on his phone. Really? What's up?
何か面白いゲームでもやってるのか知りたかったら100万円
I'll tell you for 1,000,000 yen. Really?
This is a gesture that means money.
Oh. I know that gesture means a lot of different things.
In Japan, it means money.
Yes.
ボンジュー
あ、こんにちは、ナエさん。お席は
彼らに相席させてもらおうかな
彼ら
Alright.
私たちはもう出るとこ
Cold shouldered Noel.
戻らないと会議なのね悪いがそれは教えられないお前とは所属が違う
Yeah, you are under different jurisdictions. True.
そうなんだすいません
Of course, Sakuya feels weird about it.
ありがとうございました
Interesting.
今のちょっと感じ悪いね
I wonder what they're up to.
仕
I
事だ
watched
か
a
らね
video recently called 10 Japanese Gestures.
同じこと言ってるし
Cool.
Like the first 6 of them, I was like, I don't think those are exclusively Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, calm
対等の
down.
利益を優先しすぎたんじゃないか多少強引な手段は取らざるを得ない僕たちがコレクションを集めなきゃいけないのは
Yeah, we need that collection. Now, what is he... Now, we still haven't found out anything about who he's lost.
It remains a mystery.
僕たちも何の会議か聞いてないって
We couldn't tell him, we don't know what it's about either.
知らないということも情報だからな
In fact, we don't know is part of the intel. 2 ganglers. Oh, is it Destra and Samigo? Because if so, that's a problem. Mysterious treasures left by the phantom thief Austin Lupin, known as the Lupin Collection, have been stolen by the ganglers. The thieves who fight to recover what they've lost. The police who fight to protect world peace.
Whose
side are you on? Yame no nakade Futeki ni wa aru silhouette Shoujo shutai Shiritakeria catch me if you can Destiny Yokoku suru Honto no Nuchi wo Rikai suru mono dake ni Hikari Hanatsu Mongai Fushutsu no collection
Hold up,
Lupin Karen Maru Chase you up Ubakesu Ushinai Shitoki wo Tokasu Tame Dairu Mawase
Hold up,
Lupin Sametikuru Chase you up Yatsurani Adu Yakani Lupin Rangers It's showdown.
You know what's interesting to me? Sayonara wa iwanai is translated here as don't expect any goodbyes.
Interesting.
But in and here it's
What? Wait, is that were those flying shrimp?
all right, Eleanor.
I think. Are we
More
in
shrimp?
this? Shrimp and more shrimp.
I'm not a shrimp.
Okay, apparently neither of them are shrimp. Janaku Salsa and Islam Starfredo.
It's like I'm a crayfish and I'm a lobster, and neither of us are.
Oh, that's adorable. They're best friends. Oh, apparently his
They hate the auto industry.
they love the auto industry. It gives them.
The writers.
Well, I'm just saying this guy has the ability to command cars.
Usually results in destroyed cars. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, anyhow, in the subtitles for this, it says, don't expect any goodbyes. But in the subtitles of the opening theme of The Vision of Escaflowne, the same line is translated as, I don't need any goodbyes.
Interesting. And I see it as never say goodbye, so there are apparently various different ways.
And they may not be shrimp, but they sure are throwing popcorn shrimp.
That looks like popcorn shrimp, yeah.
Or tempura shrimp. They're a bit long to be popcorn.
That's true. It does seem like tempura shrimp. Hey, Zamiga.
I love tempura shrimp.
Yo.
Almost as much as I love tempered sweet potato slices.
Three gamblers.
I'm not a big fan of tempura onion. They always slip right out of the... The broccolis.
Oh no.
You know what that just told them?
That he's the freezy guy?
Yep.
I don't know if they knew his abilities before.
They didn't.
Interesting.
That's why he just went frozen?
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy who did the thing.
Whoa.
Well, presumably that's what happened to everybody else, too.
But what just happened to that gangler, though? Because
The same thing that happened to all the people.
people died. If he just killed that gangler, didn't that gangler have a collection piece?
They never... I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Maybe the people aren't actually dead.
I don't know.
あのさ、ミーゴとかいうやつ相当危ないぞ。あの氷の銃撃を食らったら一発で終わりだ。
しかも仲間のギャングラーをあっさり消すって。じゃあネークを連れ去って。
Are none of you making the connection?
I don't know.
いやみんなご苦労だったね。
ヒートップ管理官。
I wanted
会議に
to
出られず申し訳ありません
Did
でした。
that
いや人々を守る方が大切。
did that gangler have a collection piece? And if so, what happened to him?
Did the other one have the car moving collection piece?
The other one had the car moving collection piece.
Well, then
Yes.
hopefully the other guy did not have one.
これは
If they never mention it again, we'll assume he
Victory
didn't.
Striker.
がっつり宇宙じゃん。
アルセイヌさんってば隠し場所
How many places did Arson hide stuff in?
異世界に取りに行くよりは近いんじゃないかな。それでルパン家に宇宙船もあるんですか？
Do they have a
宇
spaceship?
宙まで行く必要はありません。
あと2時間で弓引山上空に飛来するようです。
このコレクションの応酬を
Interesting.
君たちに頼みたい。はい。でも宇宙から飛んでくるとかやばくないですか？ノエルさんに連絡して詳細確認しなくていいですかね？いや、あいつはどうせ現場にいる。
Yeah.
Yeah.
どこからか情報を手に入れ
He
て
has his own connections.
聞きたいことがあれば、その時聞けばいい。
Interesting.
来た来た。それじゃあカイ君たち。
I mean, they're the ones with the
I'll leave it in
flying
your
pieces,
hands.
so it makes sense.
You can't just...
きっと慶一郎君たちが。
They're the only ones who have flying pieces.
彼らの相手が。
Yeah, but you still hang around to advise them.
なるほどね。
Fair enough.
じゃあ行きますか。海洋人事。
Also, they're just chilling out here without their masks on.
This is true.
The Patrangers could have showed up at any moment. And I know the masks have magic abilities or whatever, but I'm pretty sure they don't work when they're not on.
Probably not. Whee! Flying tank.
Oh no. His
Oh,
car
he's taking
moving
command
thing.
of it. Oh, that's not good. Interesting. It opens up that one piece and starts shooting. Gotta find that gangler.
ダイヤルファイターを攻撃する。
I guess he's not that far away.
おら。エルムハンフ。乗り物操作のコレクション。
He is speaking French.
回答チェンジ。
There we go.
ここにきらめく回答。
Solitary Sterling Phantom Thief. Phantom?
ルパン X。ビクトリーストライカーはいただくよ。もちろん君のコレクションもね。
What?
Oh dear.
Whoa. What? That was a... Oh, that's a Destra.
Hi, Destra.
That's right, he does have a mallet.
Thanks for bringing your, like, giant, Super Smash Brothers mallet to the fight.
ダブルゴールド。
Yeah, double gold. Yeah, double gold's a serious problem.
The collection belongs to the Ganglers.
We've established that that a double save requires 2 trigger machines. Or 2 dial fires.
We've also determined that a gold save requires...
Yeah, gold save requires 2 double fighters. And 2 gold saves would require 4 double fighters, because that's how many.
Double fighters?
Or, dial fighters. Dial fighters. Alright. Oh. Still not quite working. You gotta take out that gangler if you're gonna have control over it. This is not good.
Well, this would be a great time for the Patrangers to show up, please.
Yeah, guys, where you at? You know where you gotta be. Why are they so late? I'm not quite sure what... I'm a little unclear on the advantages to Patranger. Well, I guess he is a little faster this way.
He does seem to dodge better.
Yeah.
Changing tactics. So he's probably using 2 separate fighting styles, which I
Yeah,
can't tell because I'm not
you
looking at that.
really
and-
could use silver.
Ow!
Did he climb on you?
No, he just bopped me in the head with his tail on his way through. At least I assumed it was his tail, because it didn't feel like a paw.
That thing can shoot lasers out of all places. Oh dear. That's just blowing you up bad. That's not good. He's in bad shape. we go. Had to wait until it was dramatically convenient. Woof. Nice. Good teamwork.
That made the same noise that Link or Zelda's arrow makes in Smash Brothers.
Yeah. You said ooh la la 3 times in 3 very different situations this episode. No matter how suspicious you are, our objectives may differ. Yeah, we don't have an option of not saving you. He's like, oh, I guess that's true. They're okay officers. Okay, nice little bonding moment there. Now time to deal with Destra.
残念ながらその選択肢はないね。警察チェンジ。
There we go. Patranger back.
Nice little
I like the
Noel.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them now.
There are 4 of them. But only one of them has a dial fighter.
There are more dial fighters that can be called upon, as we've established.
Ooh. Nice gripping.
You could call Blade and Scissors, you could call Magic, you could call...
Can he? I don't know if he has access to those. I think the others usually just have control. Oh wait, he's gonna go deal with this guy? What did they just do?
It has a little fighter that comes out the front and becomes huge.
What?
Oh no! It's... Oh!
It's a 2-part, and he can only control 1 vehicle at a time, apparently.
And also, the one he's controlling right now is a trigger machine.
Yeah.
It's a Zord combination that is exclusively cross-team.
Interesting. Couldn't see the I didn't notice the trigger. Huh. Controllable. There we go. Huh. That's one way to deal with that.
Refusal to comply, strike.
There we go.
I feel like that probably refusal to comply strike thing probably sounds so much cooler in Japanese, because
Right.
I didn't think Siren Striker would be on board.
Nice. Hey, Doobie.
仕方ないわね。ボスの命令だもの。私の可愛いお宝さん。ジャネークを元気にしてあげて。
I'm like, still alive?
そうみたいね。
What? Oh, he's something to golem. We haven't seen one of those. We're gonna see those
jeez,
often.
it almost landed on me.
I think this is only like the third
Stop
time.
saying ooh la la! You've said it you have run out your ooh la la quota for the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at like 4 ooh la las. Whoa. That's cool. Is that a
forklift?
Yeah. Interesting. Splash and magic. Hey, Betty. What's good?
Ooh, this is a new combo.
Yeah, it looks okay. So this one is a swap for the head. Huh. Interesting. Cool. A little bulky. But pretty cool.
So what's that made up of? Red, the 2 auxiliaries, and Siren?
Well, it's Goody, the two auxiliaries inside.
So why is it called a loop? I mean, Lupins are piloting it, but statistically speaking, there's actually more trigger machines in this than dial fighters.
I suppose.
Because Siren and Splash are both trigger fighters. Trigger machines.
I think technically it's because he has the red knees right now. There's like little flaps on the knees, I think, are different between you two, and I think that's it.
Oh, so it's Goody's knees that determine this?
More or less. There might be more, but I'm not sure. Noel's turn. Oh, okay. What the? Aim it at Noel. Sure. Interesting mechanism. Nice. This is weird battleizer we saw in the preview. Nice. The handlebars are a little odd. I'm curious how those
Interesting.
function.
And once again, he's Lupinax, even though that machine had a trigger.
Well, right now he's in Lupinax form. He's silver. He is shooting down a golem? What? You can do that?
Well, he's basically wearing a Zord,
This is true.
to be fair.
I guess
He
this
should
is...
have blown out his knees and knocked himself backwards 1.5 miles.
Wow. That is pretty crazy. It's just like, it's like with Kyrie and Lupin Magnum, though. It's interesting that, that this season has, now multiple attacks that can take out
This
giant
is
monsters.
Victory
Considering the size of it, I'm anticipating it to be a swap for
But if
for
they
Goody.
have... Okay, so then Noel is in possession of the other one.
Oh, that's fun.
Over at Lupin headquarters.
At, Patranger.
僕からみんなへ感謝を込めて。うわ、ありがとうございます。
Oh, nice.
夢のマカロンだ。
Macarons.
こんなものではごまかされんぞ。お前が怪盗にコレクションを渡していることに変わりはないんだからな。はい。
感謝する気があるなら正しい
Some good intel would be nice. Yeah,
それはできない
yeah.
僕には守秘義務があるからね。言うと思った。
You guys have a really weird relationship.
まあまあ。
It's really weird that one gangler just got destroyed.
I mean, we did establish earlier that the other guy didn't have anything in his safe, so...
What, Destra?
みんなどうだい？
No, the one that...
僕のは
yeah, they said your safes are empty.
Well, yeah, I know. At the time when they were...
Right. But what I'm saying is if his safes can be going around empty, it's entirely possible the guy he destroyed is going around empty.
Yeah, it's just... oh, we're actually getting more follow-up on Zamigo next time. He's not going to just disappear for another dozen episodes. The final battle approaches.
It's only episode
Oh, he's
39.
getting the super.
Probably he gets,
Oh! Oh!
Probably he gets to wear the one he just got.
Did you see? Did you see there?
I saw what looked like Sakuya trying to ask Umika out.
I did not notice that. You know what I noticed?
What?
The frozen monster. The gangler that we're like, what happened to this guy? Did he have a piece or not? He's in the next episode.
So maybe that freezing stuff doesn't kill people, and that's why they can get their families back.
I am interested to see if... well, no. We also don't know what that gangler's collection piece is. He may have survived due to his collection piece. We don't know.
Also possible.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he survived. So, yeah, that was fun little addition to the arsenal.
I got a new cell phone, but it's still a Pokedex.
Yes. And it looks like the new Victory Striker,
Yes, he can wear it.
he's going to get some armor off of
Where
that.
he is Kaitou.
Yeah.
Which you can't see because you're looking over
That's true. Yes. We're getting a just like we got sort of a super Lupin X, apparently we're going to get a
Super Lupin Red.
Super Lupin Red. I wonder how many more armor kind of power-ups we might get. Also, I think it'd be cool to see some of the... we've never seen to my recollection, the Lupins use 2 of their power-up pieces at once. It'd be interesting to see, like, you know, the splash cannon on one arm and the magic arrow on the other arm while wearing armor.
We have seen Splash on one arm and Magic on the other one.
Have we?
Yeah.
When? I think I've seen it with
No, I distinctly remember them putting Splash on one side and Magic on the other, and I think it was the episode where Kyrie stood in the hand to shoot his magnum.
yeah. I don't remember that
But I'm
being...
not sure, but I do remember that combination happening.
I feel
Because
like...
I continue to be surprised that they just keep using Splash. They've been using Splash on the Splash side a lot.
No, I'm talking in Ranger form.
Oh, I was talking Zord.
Yeah, obviously in Zord there's multiple auxiliaries. They use Magic Splash all the time. I'm referring to the Magic Arrow and the Splash Cannon. The Ranger
Yeah, really
size
the only
upgrades.
times you see them using 2 at once is when the 2 in question are
Blade and Scissors?
yeah.
Yeah, because that's a single combo. But so far the only one we've seen for the Patrangers
Wait a minute.
was the Crane.
At one point, I think we saw someone dual-wielding the shield part of
Of Blade and Scissors.
Blood and Scissors with a weapon.
And not the Boomerang Blade?
Not the boomerang blade. I think it was a melee weapon. A ranged weapon. I want to say that happened at some point.
It may have just been a VS changer.
It may have just been shooting out with the VS changer,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, I know there was
I
the
feel
one
like there
case
was a time that
where
I think it was Umika.
well, I remember the one time where Tsukasa kind of used Umika as a cover for a ricochet.
Oh, it could have been
It could have been that.
Umika using the shield and Tsukasa using a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that could have been it.
I mean, it doesn't feel like something that would be particularly functional because you don't usually dual wield like an arrow weapon with a gun weapon.
Yeah, no, but actually, I think the 2 things going together makes some... I don't think it was an arrow weapon either. I think it was...
Well, Splash is.
I don't think it was Splash, is what I'm saying.
Or, not Splash. Magic is an arrow weapon.
No, I think you're right. I think it was actually somebody's
Yeah, the ricochet thing.
VS changer.
Yeah. But yeah, just because we've seen chest armor, we've seen armor, we've seen an arm basically turn into a Zord. It would be interesting to see if those could be.
We've seen a Zord basically
combined.
turn into a chest piece of armor.
Yeah,
on
that's what I
multiple
was just.
occasions.
Well, I mean, we had. What do you mean multiple occasions?
Well, there's this one.
There was this one
There's the other one.
today, and I mean there'll be the one for next week, but this is the first time we've seen a chest armor piece.
Does Splash not come with chest armor?
No, that's just a water gun.
I know it's a water gun, but I always felt like it was a water gun with.
No.
No.
No. I mean, it does for the Megazord, but because it swaps out the head. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't come with chest armor. It's just a water gun that he's holding. This is the first time that we've gotten any
And he's
bonus
not so much
chest armor.
holding the water gun; his whole arm turns into one.
Not really. That one, the Splash one is pretty much just like holding a water gun. Magic is covers a little bit more of the arm, I think. For the bow and arrow attack. And then Crane is the one that becomes the whole arm, and it's just hilariously bulky.
I don't know why I thought Splash did the same thing as Crane.
Nah, yeah. Splash is like you just holding a water gun kind of thing.
I'm trying to find a picture of it in action.
You can, if you look at the Ranger Wiki, it'll be there.
I just did Google image search because I'm silly. And what I came up with is it's sitting on top of.
Yeah, it's been a interesting. There we go. Splash Buster. Let me get the picture to come up. Scrolling. Wait, where'd it go? Maybe I scrolled too far. Hey, where'd it go? Thought it was there. Anyway, as we're, I know we're kind of
The Lupin
getting a little off
sword
topic.
is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I just clicked on Splash Buster. Why didn't you open? Just default back to Arsenal without actually showing me a weapon. What? Why aren't you showing me a picture? That's a little weird.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was weird.
So.
Yeah, mostly this
I think
was.
we're finally picking the plot up again.
Yeah, not so much this week, but setting it up for next week.
They've reintroduced Zamigo,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like, oh, are we going this direction now?
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool to be seeing Zamigo back and...
I mean, everybody knows the people who were killed in that one attack were all turned into frickin' ice cubes.
Yeah, exactly.
How did the Patrangers not sit there and go, he's the one who made all the ice cube people?
They probably weren't really thinking about it. It hasn't exactly been at the forefront of their minds for a while, I would imagine. It's not like they've been wondering about it.
It feels like it was a major world event when it happened. I mean, not a world event, but a major, a major citywide tragedy kind of thing that happened.
Right.
It would have been in the news. It would have been something that people talked about.
Yeah.
It would have been the sort of thing that people still talk about years later.
Yeah, but...
Especially since they never exactly caught the perpetrator.
It's still, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things I doubt they were really thinking of much in the moment. But maybe they might think about it a little bit more next time around.
Well, I don't think... I mean, that they didn't figure it out on the battlefield was meh. But that they were sitting around their office also discussing it and still didn't bring it up was kind of like, huh?
Well, it wasn't really their focus at that point. At that point, they were really more focused on getting the... once they found out that there was a dial fighter for them to recapture.
Yeah. Which they failed at.
Yeah, they did nothing useful for that, which was kind of hilarious.
The Lupinrangers seem to get all the toys lately.
There we go. I finally found it.
Oh, yeah, see, his arm is in it.
Well, yeah, but it's basically just covering his forearm. It's...
Okay, so it's halfway between what you said and what I said. I said it became his arm, you said he was holding it. It's only become part of his arm.
Okay. Well, you were saying up to the shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'll admit, I couldn't remember if it covered up his forearm or not.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't know why I thought it had. Does the crane have a bit of chest?
No. It actually is almost awkward with just how huge it is and only covering the arm.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe my brain is just trying to make the large arm thing make sense, because if you were going to have an arm that large, you would expect to have a chest to help distribute the weight so your shoulder doesn't go out.
Yeah, no.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Like, he was just standing there with 2 feet in the box, like,
There's a
trying
box
to
on the
assess
ground.
if he could fit, and then he just walked right through it, because he can't fit in that box.
Yeah, it was cute.
It's too small.
Yeah, it was cute.
But there was a cat just standing there with 2 feet in a box, like, can I do this?
It was not a very, it was like not even a shoebox size box.
Yeah, there's no way he's sitting in that box.
I've been doing some, like, organizing of stuff.
He was definitely assessing whether or not he could sit in it, though, and that was hilarious, because I knew there was no way he was going to fit. I was kind of waiting for him to try so I could laugh at him.
Yeah.
Because I'm a terrible person. So yeah, Zamigo's back in business. I'm going to be a little irritated if they don't eventually put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Since the perpetrator of that crime was never caught, it should still be something that would be weighing on them, because it was a major
considering
event.
that Zamigo's actually coming back next time, I imagine they're going to be furthering their investigation.
I hope so. I mean, because it's not like, sometimes, like, one guy gets killed or something and you never find out who did it, and it really only weighs on the mind of the lead detective of that thing, but other people forget about it. But when, for example, when there is, like, a mass tragedy and a bunch of people die, which this was, because there were bunches of people who got turned into ice cubes.
We don't know how many, but
we could see
quite a few.
Quite a few of them in, whoever was frozen in that courtyard.
Yeah, Umika's friend.
Umika's friend. There were a bunch of other people standing around that fountain who were frozen. So yeah, there was a high enough casualty count there that the people would they would be still wondering who killed this many people and got away with it.
It may also predate them by a bit in terms of actual involvement with the Gangler investigations.
Oh, entirely possible. I'm just saying that something of that magnitude would be the sort of thing that stays in the collective consciousness of an organization.
I suppose.
For a while.
Also, but like I said, they'll probably be looking more into it next time.
I don't think it does predate all of them, because as far as we know,
well, their involvement with the Gangler investigation.
Right. Well, as far as the Ganglers go, I'm pretty sure that that's what their division does.
Yeah.
And we know from Sakuya's...
Was there...
We know from Sakuya's flashbacks when he joined the team that at the very least Tsukasa and Kichiro were working on the team for quite some time before he joined them.
But
so those two probably should have been working on the project at the time.
Do we know if their division even existed at the time of that attack?
They were wearing uniforms.
They weren't at the attack. How do we know they were wearing uniforms?
They were wearing uniforms in the flashbacks where he joined them.
Okay.
Which, we have a timeline for the attack.
Do we?
Based on Umika's age.
Okay.
It was less than a year before the beginning of the show.
Okay. How long has there been a division devoted to Gangler attacks?
For however long the division they're in has existed.
How long has that been?
I don't know, but they were wearing the uniforms for it when Sakuya joined them, which was over a year ago.
I'm just saying, they may not have been tasked to the Ganglers at that time. That may have happened later, hence they may not have actually been investigating that.
I was given to believe that the global police was a Gangler task force.
But are Ganglers global? They seem to... Here's the thing. These seem to be the only one. These seem to be the only ones of the global police dealing with the Ganglers.
They also seem to be the only global police we ever see ever at all.
Well, we've also seen like Hilltop's boss, and we know that there's a French HQ.
We know this. No, I know. What I'm saying is that we haven't seen any members of that who aren't involved with Ganglers.
And I mean, those guys were in the academy.
But we haven't seen any who weren't involved with Ganglers.
Right. Well, whoever their classmates were at the academy, I assume that was a global police academy or something. We really don't know how they...
I feel like their unique uniforms are unique to their Gangler task force.
Maybe. That's fair.
So the fact that they were in the red and the pink uniforms makes me think they were already on that job.
Fair enough. There's just a lot of stuff that's kind of left up in the air, so I'm not really making any assumptions on that front. For instance, they weren't Rangers until the beginning of the series. So we don't really know how old their specific department is.
Well, we know when we came into it, the Lupins were already Rangers.
Right, and the Lupins had been Rangers for a while. With those...
Because it had been, somewhere in the vicinity of a year since then, because that's when Umika left home to go to work at Jura.
Right. So, it seems like over the course of that year would have been when the Gangler Task Force was formed, I would imagine.
If that were the case, it would have been formed as a result, probably, of the ice attack.
Assuming that was... The thing is, we don't know what other Gangler attacks may have happened during that time. It may have been part of a spate of attacks, and that may have just been one of them.
Possibly. Although I would expect that if there were a spate of attacks, that the Lupins might have been recruited for more than one attack.
Fair enough.
They were all recruited from the ice attack.
That is true. Yeah.
I feel like it was somewhat of a singular event because of that.
I suppose. Either way, I'm not that bothered by them. Here's the thing. They're also just stupid, so I'm not that bothered by them not... I'm going through all these explanations for why they wouldn't have necessarily immediately thought of that attack, but it's also just... They're not very bright, so I'm not really that bothered by them not noticing.
But the thing of it is it's not...
And they might still notice it in retrospect from the next episode when they're like,
I feel like they're smarter than they get to be. Like, the characters themselves in real life outside of this story must be more intelligent than this to function and have jobs, but for some reason, every time there's an investigation, the writers hand them a set of idiot balls.
Or it's just not a really good police force. Because if this is the cream of the crop, it's not a great police force. Or
maybe they're not the cream of the crop. Maybe the Gangler Task Force started when there were very few Ganglers and people weren't even sure Ganglers existed and they were sending them to the basement like Fox Mulder.
Maybe. It's like... We only ever see 3 cops in this huge facility.
Yeah, this is why I would expect, because I've never seen anybody else with any similar uniforms of them calling for any kind of backup, that the rest of the global police, or the rest of whoever is doing the policing of the city, is not part of this group.
Yeah. It's a weird group.
This is either a subset of this group who does not interface with the rest of them, or they are their own organization specifically for Ganglers. Either way, there have to be other police. There have to be. 3 police for a whole city is just not gonna work, even in Japan. You need traffic cops. You need meter maids.
You destroy all the roads, you don't need any traffic cops.
And somebody's got to be handling petty shoplifting. You know what I mean?
Obviously, Keiichiro's just shooting them all. I'd say that's quite a deterrent.
Keiichiro should not be handling shoplifting, because, he probably... I don't think he would necessarily shoot them. There he goes again.
Frankie, no. No, come on out of that box. Come on. Come on. Because I know what you do when you find an empty box. Come here.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes he sits in them.
Sometimes.
And sometimes,
but I'm not trusting him right now.
Sometimes he goes, it's a cat box, and does his business in an empty box.
That's why I try not to leave empty boxes around most of the time. That was a fairly small one, so I wasn't really thinking
But
about
then we just watched him put all 4 paws in.
Yeah.
There's no way he was going to manage to sit. I wanted to see him try and fail.
Nah, I didn't want to try to see him try. Because that could have led to more of a fail.
You mean like breaking the box?
I will admit I was a little disappointed.
Is that a ramen noodle box?
Yeah. They make
so if you know
they make for good for good storage boxes for like cards and things.
If you know what size a ramen noodle box is for the 12-pack of ramen noodle, that's what the cat keeps trying to cram himself into.
I just have a bunch of like old little bits of like junk and stuff stored in those.
It's like a
things,
16-pound cat. He ain't fitting in a ramen noodle box.
I just kind of been doing some reorganizing. But yeah, I will admit I was a little disappointed that this episode, collection from space. They didn't go to space.
They didn't go to space.
Hey lady.
Want to go to space?
I wanted to go to space.
Are you my dad?
Yes, son. We are together now. Portal 2 was a great game.
Yes, it was.
Portal 2 is, I think, the last game that I actually finished. I have not, played a game all the way through.
Wait, didn't you run out of
Since Portal
puzzles
2.
in Ishura? It was the game with the dot and
I don't
pencil
remember.
line? That
Okay, I may have played through, a random puzzle game.
I think you ran out of puzzles in that.
Maybe. I'm thinking in
You
terms
ran out of the base puzzles. and
I'm
then you
thinking in
just-
terms of, games with narratives.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Finishing Ichiro would be the general equivalent of finishing Angry Birds.
I think I finished Super Mario. I know I made it to the end of Super Mario Galaxy back in the day. I never got 100% completion,
But you did make it to the final.
and that was 10 years ago or whatever now.
Yeah, I'm pretty
been a
sure you
while.
actually did that while I was still living with Rachel.
No, I don't think I finished it then. I think it was after we started living together.
Very shortly after
While I
that.
was working retail and had
Oh, yeah.
a lot of time on my hands before I started doing power reviews, and all my time fell off my hands. Dinosaur. Ah! Phantom power. Whoosh. You got zapped.
I feel very force lightninged right now.
I've got cool powers and stuff. I can turn invisible.
So you keep saying.
Yep. All right, so I think we're pretty much at a wrap at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Character-wise, there wasn't really that much going on in this episode. It was just we don't trust you, but we're still on your side, Noelle.
That's just weird.
It was mostly just I felt like there was very little actual story there. It was just sort of they mentioned it early, and then they brought it up again later.
It's
And that was about
trust
it.
you, but
Basically, actually, the level of complexity of the Noelle subplot with the Patrangers was about the same level of complexity you get from a Victor and Monty story arc. It basically it was introduced, we followed up, and we were done with it.
yeah, but it is kind of inside out because it's basically we don't trust you. We
Yep.
think you're screwing with us,
Yep.
but we still enjoy your company.
Yeah. That's fine. I feel like I've had friends like that.
I haven't. If I think someone's screwing with me, I don't usually enjoy their company.
Keep in mind, I did have a crazy guy live on my couch for a number of months who may or may not have written a book to summon demons.
In his sleep.
So,
In languages he doesn't speak.
I feel like that's a perfect example of someone who
But then again,
you
that
don't
wasn't
necessarily trust,
entirely
who
your
may
couch.
be screwing with you, but who's still enjoyable to have around.
That wasn't entirely your couch, though.
Okay, it wasn't my
did-
couch
it did
per
help,
se, but it was
I
the
think,
it was the couch
that
in
there
the
were
place where I was
6
living.
other residents of that house, so if
Yeah.
something went sideways with him,
Yeah.
there were 6 of you who could overpower him.
That's true, in case he got possessed, which would not have been great.
Or just too drunk.
Eh,
He was paying his rent in booze.
college was
Booze
weird
that
times.
Jake could not drink.
I did not drink any of it.
Because he's practically teetotal, and he's sitting here going, so the rest of the house is getting alcohol, and
I feel like I'm not getting any financial benefit from this.
Why is he here?
I enjoyed his company and everything.
I'd say the one benefit you got was that he did keep the living room very clean.
He did do a good job of that.
Because that's where he lived. And he did, clear off the couch very well.
And I
Because I know
believe he
sometimes when
fixed-
some people camp on your couch, they just stay there all day.
No, he
But
didn't.
he would get up off the couch, put all his stuff away, so that it became a place,
There was that
couch
one.
again.
There was that one case where he broke our bathroom door, though. That was unfortunate.
Angry or clumsy?
Clumsy. It's sort of a two people fighting to use the bathroom during a party and both losing. Basically.
So they Three Stooged it in the doorway and broke the door.
It just sort of pulled it right off its hinges. It was not a quality door. That was... There was not quality construction in that apartment.
None of the internal doors in that apartment were quality doors.
Yeah, so in case you haven't gathered from just like this conversation, bit of an odd life in college was a bit of an odd experience in general, for me.
Jake and 5 other friends lived in a house that wasn't in great repair, but they had it all to themselves.
College is weird time. Weird time.
Yeah, the rent was reasonable.
Yeah, it was all right. Not great, but not bad.
There were 2 rooms in the place that were built sort of afterwards that were like one step off from the floor they were actually on.
Like where I live. That was my room.
And you could lose coins through the floorboards in the upstairs living room.
Yep. And then find them in the downstairs living room. Alright, so enough of that walk down memory lane. I know you gotta get some sleep.
I do.
We got started a little late because you weren't available for most of the day today.
No, I had training
I had tutoring.
at the thing, and then you had tutoring at the thing.
And then we had to eat dinner.
Then we had to eat dinner. It was good.
So, anyway. I was saying, it seems like a good place to wrap things up.
Alright.
So, you know what, I'll pop this back on for
So
farewell.
that no one can hear you for farewell?
Yeah, sure.
I'll put my hood back on then.
This is totally not pinching my hair, not remotely. Of course not. Ow. Okay. So, until next time,
Farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you! Who would win in a fight, T-Rex or the Phantom Ranger?
next time on Power Review.